Well, Jalito, hey, did you see that that Trump Putin meeting they had about Ukraine? That's not a thing. I think the thing was before the meeting. I guess there's a lot of symbolism. I can't talk. A lot of symbolism in this meeting. How many knew that Russia once owned Alaska? Russia used to own Alaska, and then around 1867 or so, U.S. bought it from Russia for like 2 cents per acre. Dirt cheap. The idea of having this Ukrainian talk in Alaska, I think, was a lot of symbolisms of again, Russia once owned Alaska. Can you imagine if Russia still owned Alaska? How that would change the map? The idea of because U.S. and Russia, how do we call them, frenemies? We ain't enemies, we ain't friends either. We're like frenemies. And the idea of having a country that you don't really get along with, still possessing Alaska, and having a direct jump-off point into North America. Can you imagine how the maps would change if Russia still owned Alaska? But not even that. The fact that Trump sat there in the red carpet, it made Putin walk to him. It wasn't even an equal walk. Trump came off the Air Force One, and then Putin came off his Air Force One, and Putin had to walk up to Trump. Trump did a little, had that little yank handshake he does sometimes. The very fact that the red carpet went in between our F-22 Raptors, that was, I think, showcasing to Putin a lot of U.S. might. And then the flyover. What was it? It was a B-52? Is it B-52? Stealth bomber, not B-52. B-1, B-1B, B-1B. Man, I'm out of the lingo. Stealth bomber flew over, and what was it flanked by? Was it F-22s, F-35, F-18s? I can't tell. I couldn't find a good enough resolution. But the idea of having a peace talk here in Alaska, which used to be owned by Russia, making Putin walk up to Trump, and then escorting Putin and Trump walking on the red carpet in between American military might with a flyover. That was a whole lot of symbolism before the meeting. I'm not sure how the meeting even went with. I think the meeting didn't go as good as they thought it was, or I don't know. I'm not sure what was going to be discussed. I think it was kind of a slap in the face to have a meeting between Trump and Putin and not have Zelensky involved, because that's his country. It's like me and this other dude have an argument over his one territory over here, and we don't invite the guy who owns the territory in the conversation. I think Trump's going to have a separate meeting with him. I'm kind of curious about why they didn't have all three in the meeting, but there may be a reason why. But yeah, I thought that was some interesting symbolism going on that and before that meeting. I'd like to see what was going through Putin's mind when he was walking down the red carpet, flanked by our F-22s and that flyover and everything. Gotta be thinking something, because I know Russia, they ain't got nothing like that. Russia has they're trying to create a 5th or 6th generation stealth fighter. I think they built like 1 or 2 that are somewhat functioning. But yeah, they're behind. China's behind. Yeah, China may boast their stealth fighter looks just like an F-35. But China's good about copying things, so I won't say they're good at it, but they copy a lot of things a lot of times. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. That's all I gotta say about that. But yeah, I can't imagine what was going through Putin's mind. Really, seeing, I've never seen an F-35 up close. Way back when we have air shows over at Ellington Field Airsoft here in Texas, in Houston. And I've seen the F1 stealth fighter they had back in the 90s. F-115 was F-111 stealth fighter, looked like a wedge. They had one of those over there one time, and some F-16s they had out there sometime, and a bunch of old World War II airplanes flying around doing their things. Kind of cool stuff. But yeah, I can imagine what was on Putin's mind. That's all I got in this one. Peace, Lechiki.